Most stories of bank robberies feature incredibly smart thieves. Of course, robbing a bank isn't something ordinary. It requires careful planning and flawless execution. But today's tale is different. It's about possibly the most foolish bank robbery in history, and how a foolish thief managed to rob one of China's 4 largest banks, not once, not twice, but 3 times, walking away with more than 51 million yuan. Welcome, my dear viewers. Today's tale takes us to China, December 2006, where our story begins as darkness falls over the city of Handan. The vault manager of the Agricultural Bank of China remained in the building after everyone else had gone home. Despite having 2 security guards posted outside, he felt nervous and uneasy. Something felt different tonight. As the vault manager, he had to personally ensure everything was under control. After all, he was the one in charge. First, he entered the printing room, then checked the meeting room. Everything appeared normal, no one in sight. Then came the crucial moment, entering the bank's vault. Everything was exactly where it should be. The money was there, and as planned, the bank's security systems and cameras were offline. Perfect. He began counting money with trembling hands, his heart racing with the knowledge that he was about to become rich. After finishing his count, he carefully placed the money in his bag and left the vault. Being the vault manager made the robbery easier, but he still needed to be cautious. One wrong move could ruin everything. As he walked to his car, a security light flickered. The guards spotted him leaving with the bag. "Just moving some money," he said casually. They nodded. They were in on it too. It had been a smart move to include them in the plan. It made everything much safer. He returned to the bank. He still had an hour left in his shift. The cameras and security system needed to be reactivated. Everything had to appear normal because no one would likely discover the missing amount for quite some time. But here's the twist. His plan wasn't to steal the money and run. No, he had something entirely different in mind. The next day, sitting comfortably at home, he looked at his prize, 200,000 yuan, approximately $26,000 at the time. Instead of laying low, he left his house and did something unexpected. He went to various lottery ticket vendors throughout Handan, buying massive quantities of tickets. This wasn't just impulse. This was his actual plan. His scheme: use the stolen money to buy lottery tickets, win big, then return the stolen amount to the bank before anyone noticed. In his mind, it was perfect. He'd keep the lottery winnings, and no one would be the wiser. Of course, anyone with basic knowledge of probability would tell you this plan was incredibly stupid. Lotteries are designed to pay out less than they take in. That's how they make money. If it were this easy to beat the system, everyone would do it. But here's where things get interesting. Against all odds, it worked. He won enough to return the 200,000 yuan to the safe, and still had a significant profit left over. Everything happened so quickly and smoothly that no one noticed anything amiss. Now, any reasonable person would have stopped there. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we're not dealing with a master criminal here. Greed took over, and he decided to share his brilliant plan with others. He convinced some accomplices to join him for an even bigger heist. Their second robbery was astronomical. They stole 33 million yuan. Over several weeks, they bought unprecedented numbers of lottery tickets, creating stacks upon stacks in their homes. They purchased so many tickets that they set records for lottery sales across the entire country. But this time, luck wasn't on their side. They lost everything. You'd think losing 33 million yuan would be enough to stop them. But no. In their desperation, they came up with another genius solution: rob the bank a third time. This time, they stole 18 million yuan, $2.3 million. Unlike their previous attempts, they didn't have the luxury of time to gradually withdraw the money and buy tickets slowly. Instead, they bought all the tickets in a single day, frantically scratching them until their fingers literally bled. Here's where the brilliance of their plan really shines through. After spending a total of 51 million yuan, about $6.7 million, their total winnings amounted to just 98,000 yuan, barely a dollar's worth of their investment. The only achievement they managed was setting a record for the highest lottery ticket sales in Handan's history. Everyone thought the lottery's marketing team was doing an amazing job. On April 16th, the bank finally discovered the missing money. By then, the vault managers couldn't steal anymore, and the police issued arrest warrants after confirming this was the largest bank robbery in China's history at the time. The thieves fled the city, and the police managed to catch their accomplices quickly. The businessmen who had helped them didn't betray them. They were more concerned about their own freedom. The thieves had bought fake identities and disappeared, becoming wanted criminals nationwide. Their photos were plastered everywhere, with rewards offered for information leading to their capture. One fled north to Beijing, while Ren, the vault manager, headed south. Despite choosing the most crowded city in the world as a hiding place, the northern accomplice was caught within 2 days. Meanwhile, the vault manager was taking a taxi to the Yangon gang coast. Not the smartest move when you're China's most wanted criminal. After a 650-kilometer taxi ride, he bought a Honda from an illegal dealer and rented a luxury apartment using his fake identity. He paid premium prices for both, but at least he had a place to hide. His peace didn't last long. The police suddenly raided his apartment. They knew exactly where he was. His disheveled appearance and constant presence in the news made him easily recognizable. Not one, but 3 different people had reported him: the car dealer, his landlord, and another witness. They split the 200,000 yuan reward, ironically the same amount as Ren's first theft. With their capture, the manhunt ended and the trial began. The security guards were charged with failing to protect public funds and received 5-year sentences. During the trial, prosecutors sought maximum punishment for the main perpetrators. Ren made one final desperate attempt to reduce his sentence, offering to help improve the bank's security systems. The court's response: "Thank you. We don't need your help." They were sentenced to death, and the sentence was carried out a year later. The bank faced tremendous embarrassment. 5 employees were fired for negligence, and the investigation revealed shocking oversights. The bank hadn't conducted a proper cash inventory in years, and no one regularly reviewed the surveillance cameras. That's what happened to the foolish thief, who managed to steal 51 million yuan from under everyone's noses, only to lose it all on lottery tickets. Everything he did from the beginning was foolish, but the real problem wasn't just his initial lucky break. It was the greed that consumed him afterward. Now for the question of the episode: if the first lottery win had been smaller, just enough to cover the stolen money with no profit, do you think Ren would have stopped there? Or was greed inevitable? Share your thoughts below.